Good evening, everyone. Patrick Batty here, Boomer High. Welcome again to another one of our shows, starting right on time tonight. And let me turn that music down a little bit. Just get us in the mood a little bit. A little acoustic tonight. When I was hearing this, it was reminding me a bit of a fellow by the name of Tommy Emmanuel, who is a guitarist from Australia. One of the best, probably one of the best in the world, maybe the best in the world. But anyway, we'll stop the music and get on with what we're doing. So first of all, welcome. I just got to check, making sure we're coming through. I always check my iPad before we get into things. Yeah, and I see we're there live. And good stuff. Well, hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Boomer High. Patrick Batty here, coming to you from really cold Cambridge, Ontario, Canada today. Bonnie and I were away for 3 weeks. We got back. I was on the episode 2 weeks ago, but man, it has been like the most ridiculous cold that I've ever encountered in my life. February, where we live, which is normally, it might be below freezing, maybe 20 degrees, 15, 20 degrees normally. It's been in Celsius, wind chill around minus 30 Celsius for a number of nights, and in the minus 20s during the day. So for anybody well below zero, and you're just not hanging out outside. But anyway, welcome aboard. Welcome to the show. Tonight, what we're going to do is kind of give you a bit of an update on our blogging platform that many of us use that are either in the iPass system or the Empower Network, and the recent upgrade to the Kalatu blog. So for those of you that are new to here, have never been here, you're going to get a bit of a tour of the Kalatu blogging platform. You can use it to blog about anything you want. You can use it for your business, for your personal life, to promote products, maybe affiliate products, other products. Empower Network has products. You can become an affiliate if you want, and you can promote those too. So we're going to go into Kalatu and what it looks like. Normally, we don't get in behind the scenes, but tonight I thought, you know what, I've been spending some time on it. And I just want to show you what I've accomplished this week, and really is this week, with the system. And it'll show you what's possible, what the potential is, things like that. Now, first of all, I was on using the earlier blogging platforms with Empower Network, and so I didn't have to create all my content from scratch. I was able to import my previous posts into the new platform. And I did that. That only took 5 minutes. So I basically said import them, and about 5 or 10 minutes later, I got an email back saying they were there. And so that was an easy job. And if you're brand new, you don't even have to do that, right? But so with that took care of the import. But I am going to kind of go into that a little bit. Before I do, again, it's good to be back, other than the cold. And thankfully, it's a warm house and a nice house and things like that. But boy, I'm not hanging outside. We had a lot of business since I've been back. Some other changes. Bonnie and I kicked in on a diet a couple weeks ago, and I've been doing really well. I've lost 15 pounds since we started, or actually 13 and a half. But anyway, 13 and a half in the last 2 weeks. I've got a lot to go. As you can see, there's still a lot of this hanging here, but there's less than there was. And, so it's going to be a long-term thing. We're doing a thing called the DASH diet. We just bought the book. It's not a product to sell or anything like that. It's just it's a book that is a very healthy eating plan. It's not a weird one. It's just generally balanced and no alcohol, no sugars at this stage. But other than that, it's a pretty balanced plan. It's working great, and I'm into it, and I don't feel like I'm suffering. So happy to be at it. But for this week, I've bared down and really focused on my blog. I wanted to do a real refresher. I'm going to share it with you, show what it looks like. Then I'll go back into the back office. Excuse me for one sec. I'll go into the back office and show you how you create a blog post. And we'll actually do one on the fly tonight from scratch. I actually wrote the text. I have it in a text file. You don't want to watch me type, but basically I'll copy that text, put it in here, and then we'll construct the post the way I normally do one and just show what's possible, things like that. So let's, without further ado, let's just kick in and let's go get at that. So first of all, what I want to do is open up my stuff, get things rolling here, and close that. I can close that. And I just have to get things ready to share my screen. There we go. Okay, and now share screen, get myself off camera. And share. So there we go. That should take a second. I'm hoping everybody can see it. So first of all, this is my personal blog. This is a brand new blog started. I actually did the import Friday, and then I put some work into it all this week. And again, if you're brand new, you don't have to do what I just did this week. And I'll explain what I did though, because I wasn't brand new. Okay. Right now, this blog has 150 posts on it. And that's because I've been using it for a few years. I've had this for about 2 years, a little over 2 years. But it wasn't on this particular website. It was on 2 other websites. All this content was on 2 other websites. And the look and feel of the new Kalatu platform is a lot better than before, I believe. There's a lot more customization. There's a lot of other things you can do with it. I'm really kind of falling in love with blogging again since we've got the platform. So this website is just patrickbatty.com. And I mean, I guess you can't see the domain name, but it's up top there. I guess you can. Yeah, it's showing. I just can't see it because there's a banner. A banner showing for everyone and the website itself. So let me move this screen out of the way. And this is what the website looks like. Now, again, there are multiple ways to have a look and feel within a Kalatu blog. Before I even get into it, what would you even use one for? Well, a lot of people have personal journals, personal websites that they keep, talking about their family, their hobbies, their interests, things along that line. So anybody can have a blog for that and do regular updates. Businesses also, generally want to have some kind of website. This can be constructed very much to look like a real professional business website. Mine is not oriented to that. Mine is my personal one, but a business one, you'd probably have a big header up on the top or something like that. Maybe even a video, things like that. And I'll show you how that all works. If you are a marketer, well, a website's kind of a core feature if you're a marketer. A website is where you can spread your word about your products, whatever it is that you're selling, whatever it is you represent. If you are an affiliate marketer means you make commission by selling a product, but it's not a product you yourself have created. That technically is what I tend to do. I have created some products, but I don't do that a lot. It's a lot of work. It's in some cases, a lot of risk. Depends how big a product you're making. But you could spend months creating a product that nobody buys. So that's where the risk is entailed. Or you can spend a lot of money having other people work on it for you, and you don't know what you're going to sell or how much you're going to sell. So I tend to be an affiliate marketer. That's what I do. Again, but you can use a blog to do any kind of regular journals. And a journal is called a post in a blog. And I'll go through a few here. Well, this is an example of one I did called Creating Your Own Destiny. Now, the way I've constructed my blog is each one of these items, it almost looks like a Pinterest post or something like that. But each one of these items goes to an individual post. Okay. And if I scroll here, I can see which ones I'm interested in. Let's take a look at this post. If I click on the image or the title or the read below, I'm going to the actual post that I've constructed. Okay, so in this case, it's Creating Your Own Destiny is the title of the post. It's the name on the URL or the web address on patrickbatty.com. And then I have the post that I wrote one day when I was really feeling like writing it. Okay. I wasn't selling anything here or anything at all. It was more of an encouraging post that I then shared out on Facebook, and a bunch of people liked it, things like that. This is one I wrote a while ago. I just refreshed it and I reposted it in early February. But it was on the old style. Now it's on the new style. Okay. So that's an example of a post. If I go back, we're just seeing other posts. So on this particular website, I have 150 or so posts because as I said, I've been doing it for quite some time. And I don't write a post every day. I mean, I should. I fell out of the habit of it, but I'm getting a lot more in the habit of it now. Why is because I'm getting a lot more web traffic, people coming and seeing these posts now on the new site. I kind of have a bit more, I'd say, pride in the new site and how it looks. And I'm also getting bigger and better results in the search engines with the new Kalatu blog than I was on the previous one. So in other words, when I write a post, one of the ways I can get it to be seen is to share it in social media. But another way I can be seen is if that post shows up in search engines for specific search terms. Well, what I've noticed is even since last week, since I imported on last Friday, I'm getting a lot more search engine traffic to my blog posts than I was before, which to me, it motivates me to create more content, get more done. Okay. So that's kind of how the Kalatu blog works. It's kind of what posting is all about. Now with Kalatu, there's another part of it that you can also become an affiliate and sell the Kalatu blog. Totally up to you if you want to do that. But if you want to make some extra money with that, you can become an affiliate and do that. And then there are other products that you could sell with it from the Empower Network as well. Okay, totally up to you though. You can use the blog as a customer and purely as a customer, not be an affiliate. Or if you want to make some extra money with it as well, you can become an affiliate. And then when people buy it, you're in commission. So that said, I'm just going to scroll through a few more pages of these posts just to show you ideas. I did one the other day about there was a kind of a depressing story in Canada here about now it's most Canadians, 60% of all Canadians are expecting to have to work past retirement age. And so I did a post about it, kind of expressed my feelings and things like that. Wrote about it, found an image that was appropriate and wrote about it. And it was actually an article. So I actually linked to the article. There was an article in a newspaper. So I actually referred to the article and created a link to the article as well, so that you're able to do that and that you don't get penalized by Google. Effectively, you're given a citation back to the source of the article. But most of this article was my own original text. It was only a little paragraph or two that I cited the original article. So that's another example of doing a post. Now, when we look at a blog like this, just another couple examples. When I look at at the overall blog and I'm into a post, you can see there's some other elements on the blog. And these are elements that you are in control of. The one here is called a social, what do they call it? A social card. And effectively, it is a link to your social media accounts, but it does it in a really, I think, amazingly creative way. Instead of taking people just to those accounts, what it does is it actually will embed your feed from those onto your page here. If I click on them, now we'll see what happens. We're running live, but it worked when I was on it the other day. It's going out to my Facebook post site and seeing my recent profile, first of all, there we go, my actual Facebook profile, the friends I have, and then recent posts that I've posted to Facebook. Okay, but notice the thing is the people are still on my blog. Why that's kind of cool is it means I haven't lost the traffic and people haven't gone over there and then get sidetracked in anything else on Facebook and aren't coming back. Okay, so I'm seeing my recent posts here. I did one about dealing with ADD. I would think a mild case of ADD. And I did a video about it the other day, and it's showing that. And then I uploaded, or I just had a link to the video from my Facebook feed, or on my Facebook feed. So the cool thing is the social card, instead of transferring people over to those sites, it embeds it in your site when they click on it so that they're still on the site. And why that's important, again, is so you don't lose people. As you know, with social media, for instance, people people just get lost. They go from one thing to another, get caught reading an article, like this, share that, and all that kind of stuff. So if you've gone to the trouble and got somebody coming over to your blog to read it, as much as you want to give them the social feeds there, you don't want them to then head over to social media and just get lost in the shuffle, right? So we're going to go back to this post just as an example, again, of the things we do. Now, again, people can, there's some buttons here where they can share. Within the site itself, you can control these buttons, and it allows people to share out to various social media. You obviously, on any blog post, control the text, control the fonts, control the images and stuff like that. Some other things we've got is there's on the right-hand side in this one, I've got some sidebar images. Now, these are sidebar images that are linking to various other things. This is the iPass system, which I'm a member of and promote quite a bit, and a lot of members in it making money from it. Income disclaimer, not everybody makes money. I work at it and I do, but check out the income disclaimers at the bottom of patrickbatty.com. or iPass if you go over and look at iPass. Anyway, the key thing is this is basically going to take people to an opt-in form where they're going to put in their email and then watch a video. So that's in my sidebar. Another one I've put on, this is kind of exclusive to me because it's my own product, is an ebook that I wrote. And that's on my sidebar. And if people want that ebook, basically it's all about list building. It's updated this year. If they want it, they click that and it'll take them to where they get the ebook and they can download it. All right. Some other things here, all controllable completely. Some recent posts on my blog. This image is one that's, again, controllable within the overall blog. You can decide whether you want something like this in the middle of your posts, or you can decide if you want them at the bottom of your posts, as I have down here as well. I've put them both on, but what I'm going to do in the next couple days is replace this image with one of my own that will take them to something else. Okay, I just find this one a little bit too big on a lot of the posts, and as much as it's catchy and you're getting opt-ins through it, I think I'm just going to change it and, again, more personalize it, customize this thing up a little bit more. Again, even these recent articles and things like that, you can have them have the little, what do you call it, thumbnail images if you'd like, which will be like the image from above here, only a real small one for each post. You can have a YouTube feed down the side where you'd have your videos. These are all things that you can control within a Kalatu website. So very easy to use, very easy to work with. And I'm going to actually go through the process right now of creating a post and then even sharing it out on social media to show how easy it is to do. One sec while I just grab a sip of water. Okay. So let's go in. Now I'm already logged into Kalatu before I even get into it, again, I'll show you a little bit more of the site. We have a thing called the 21-day blogging challenge. Now, I personally just did a 21-day challenge myself before Kalatu launched. Okay, I have not gone through this challenge, but effectively what this does is every day you'll be prompted to do another blog post. This is really cool for somebody who's brand new and hasn't done any blogging before. They're going to show you what to do. They're going to give you ideas of topics and that kind of thing. And you can kind of just, when people are new at blogging, a lot of times they struggle with a little bit of a writer's block on what to write about and all that. So if you get into this, you can start the challenge. If you're brand new, probably the best thing you can do in the first couple of weeks is get going with that. You get some rewards along the way and badges and things as you move forward. The key thing is what we want to do is get you moving in the right direction, getting you blogging, so you can, go forward and build whatever kind of website and business that you want to build with this. But that's going to get you familiar with blogging very quickly. Some other things you can do within the Kalatu, and this is just a list of all my posts. As you can see, I have 149 and one in a draft form that I just started. But I'm going to create a brand new one here while we're here. A couple of things you can do. This is where we set up that social media card. It's really all you do. Basically, I'm not going to go to the set. Well, I can click on it. Basically, all you do is connect the networks that you're on, and simple as that. And that takes care of that whole card. You can set up your color schemes for it and things like that as well. And I just made mine to match my blog. Other things here, you have some global settings about your blog, like the name that you want in your heading, things along that line, what time zone, how you want to control moderation, like if people comment, do you want notification via email so you can reply, things along that line. You also have SEO settings. Now, the overall Kalatu site has kind of some SEO tools and power built into it. When you start up a blog, let me clarify one point. You'll see that my website is called patrickbatty.com. Now, that's a custom domain that I bought. I bought that domain name. And I actually bought that a little while ago. I've had it for a year or two or maybe more. I can't remember now. I didn't really put it to any use. And I've had it all along, but I just didn't use it. When you get a Kalatu site, you don't have to stress over the name of your site at all. You're going to have a name for your website built in. It's already there. And you'll have a special private area of that named website built in. Now, again, if you are a business that you want to promote, well, then you'd obviously want to put your website under your business's name. So if it was Joe's Coffee Shop, you're going to want to buy the name Joe's Coffee Shop and then connect that to the Kalatu blog. So you can do that. If you're purely affiliate marketing and you don't really care about the website name, you can use the one that's already built in. Works really well. It's a aged domain. In other words, it's been around a while, so it helps with Google rankings, things like that. And you can just use that. But the key thing is, if you want to, you can buy your own domain. That's what I've done here. I'm using patrickbatty.com, as you'll see up above. Okay. So I've used patrickbatty.com as well. In your settings, you're just going to put some information about the blog, some of the titles, some of the keywords that you're looking to rank for in Google and stuff like that. Okay. Simple as that. And again, there are videos that within the system that shows you how to do all this. Within the system, there are already 5 themes built into it that you can use. You can pick and choose from ones you want to use. They have different kind of design elements to them. I'm using this particular theme. Now, in this example, this theme has a fixed homepage with a big image on it. I'm not using that. I made my homepage the overall blog. Okay, so I didn't create a homepage and then had the blog somewhere else in the navigation like this one would have had. But this is the one that I picked. It's called theme number 2. But you can pick from any of these. This is a bit more of a traditional look and feel. This one is not a traditional look and feel. Theme number 3. Theme number 3 has a video embedded in the top as your header. It's really, really cool. I just didn't have a particular video that I wanted there, and that's so why I've kind of gone with more this look and feel. Okay. But I've seen some blogs where the blog was all about a particular topic, where a video up top, they were sports oriented or something like that. A video up top looked phenomenal. It looked really, really good. Now, I didn't think it was suitable for mine because, again, my blog is about a lot of different topics and things like that. But again, you have a variety of themes. You just pick the one you want to get started with. That kind of is the closest to what you want, okay? And then what you do is once you've picked your theme, you go into your theme settings, and you can do all kinds of stuff. And I'm not going to change anything here, but you can, set your colors. You can set a background image. In my case, you'll see I have like a little bit of a slate look. If I go back to the blog here, well, that's simply a background image that's behind the overall blog. Okay, and all you do is do it within the theme 2 settings. You change all your look and feel, things along that line. You can change it any colors, anything you want to do. Give it this is simply what ends up to be my name that's up here, things like that. So really easy, really standard, not difficult to do at all. Let me just go back there. And you can create pages. I have pages on mine. If I go back here, some of these are separate pages. Okay. My bonus page and my About Patrick and my Contact Me, those are all pages. And again, my posts are the ones that are here. Posts are more of a time sensitive thing. Pages are ones that are more static. They're not changing as often. I can always go edit them. But when I create a new post, when I create a brand new one, it'll be right up at the top of my blog. Okay. When I create a page, I could add it to the menu if possible. That's the only place it would be seen. So it's very, very simple. Now let me see if there's anything else critical here. Widgets is those things on the sidebar. For those of you that have never blogged, those are simply those images and items that are down the side of a regular blog post. These things here. Okay, so those are done by putting an image in a widget and a link. Okay, so let's create a brand new post here and show how this thing is done and how easy it is to use. If you've never done any blogging before, writing in Colatu is just like kind of using a word processor. In my case, I figured you probably didn't want to watch me type. So I decided I'm going to copy a pre-written blog post. Okay, and let me see where I have that. There it is. I just put it in a notepad. So I wrote a blog post here called Colatu Blog Features. Just figured while we're talking about that, I might as well do that. And I'll publish this post when we're done. So I just copied that text, and I am just doing a Control-V and just to paste it, just so you don't have to watch me write this whole thing from scratch. All righty. So what I'm going to do is that Colatu Blog Features is going to be also my title of my blog post up top here. So I'm just copying that and put it there. I'm going to just change the font on all this. I tend to like them a little bit larger, and I like it Arial, and 14 is what I'm using as a standard. And I just want to do a quick, because I didn't do any spell checking or anything on this at all. Just going to make this a link. So that's a link back to Patrick Batty right there, linking right back to the blog itself. So I'm just going to do that. And that just made that a hyperlink. And this is Boomer High, the one we're on tonight. And I'm just going to make that a hyperlink as well. Okay. Now, while I'm here, I just want to double check if there's any typos or spelling. I could use the spell checker here. I'm not going to do that for now. I'm just going to make sure I see Colatu each time. And there's a little error. Fix that. And another one. Again, I had not looked at anything. And there we go. So that's the basics of a blog post. Again, if I wanted to start typing, I could just type, but I'm not going to do that. Again, it's just want to show you that live, you can do it yourself. Now I'm going to do a couple other things while I'm here, because I always start my post with a title, and I make it a little bit bolder and bigger, and I might repeat it once or twice. I don't do it very often because it just looks ridiculous, but I might add it another time, maybe smaller though. And so I've got a couple things, and then I could put it in again. I won't worry about it too much. And I might do something else a little bit here. Just again, a little edit. I'll do blog features. See a typo there. Again, I'm going to come back and clean this up later because this will be on my website. And that's kind of it. There's the basics of a blog post. Now, I also created an image. I don't know about you, but a blog post that doesn't have an image in it just tends to be boring as hell to me. So I'm going to insert an image here. You can put it anywhere you want. I like to put them off to the right-hand side. It means I have less fitzing around to do with spacing in that. So I'm going to insert an image that I've already created. And all you do to do that is add media. And I'm uploading the file. And I just got to go find where I put that file. And what was that? This was called Colatu Blog Features. And so that's the image that I created. So I just found a general logo of Colatu Blog, but then I added my own thing, features, to put it in there, just kind of clean it up a little bit, make it more relevant to the post. And I select it here. And so I've selected the file. That's going to go into the post. I'm just going to do a couple other things. I can decide if I want it full size or not. I might also, because that's the keyword that I'm looking for, I may put it in. Was it Colatu Blog Features was the post name? I think so. Or was it just Colatu Features? One sec. I want to go back here. I'm going to cancel that for a sec. Colatu Blog Features. Yeah, okay. Go get it again. Insert. Media. Okay, I'd already inserted. I'm just going to change my title of it. And I tend to put in my alt text and description of the same way, whatever it is, and put that into my post. And there it is. Now I can change the sizing of that if I want. I don't mind it, but I might make it a bit smaller. And now we have that in the post. Alrighty? Now, next thing I will do is decide within the system, you can have, I could add other images or things like that as well. Within the Colatu system, we have a bunch of built-in what are called call to actions. I could, if it was like an opinion piece, I could do a call to action that said, you know, what do you think about this? Or do you agree or do you disagree? In this case, we also have a call to action specific about the blogging system. So I'm writing about the blogging system here. And I'm just going to pick one of those call to actions relevant to it. Now I could do this one or I could do this one. I'll just do this one for now. Alrighty? And so I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. One thing, by the way, that I think some people haven't noticed is you can create your own call to actions within the system. You can create brand new calls to action within the system. And you can put an image, text, and a link for every call to action. So even though the system has a number of them built in, you'll see I've created one called the 50 Names a Day Plan. That again shows my ebook. So if I was doing an article about list building, for instance, I could have a call to action that would have an image and some text about my product, my specific product that I created, and then a link to that product if people want to get it. So very important to note, you don't have to use the same call to actions that everybody else does. You can, again, if you're going to be an affiliate marketer with Kolatu, these are all relevant to the Kolatu ones. All 5 of the first 4. These are general purpose. You could use for anything. There's also some social sharing ones. And again, you can create your own. So which one I picked was the viral blogging system one, which effectively is the Kolatu blog. And then what I'm going to do is do a couple other things around this post while I'm still here. I'm going to put my some general text from the article in as what's called the blog post excerpt. So when it's the blog post excerpt, if I go back to here, is the text that'll show up on the home page when the blog shows up. And then the full post is there. So that's the excerpt. So I generally put 1 or 2 paragraphs to capture some interest from the article. So usually I just do the first 2 or 3 paragraphs. I don't have to, but I will for this one at this point. Or you know what? No, I'll just do I'm going to do these 3 paragraphs, and then I'm going to cut out that Kolatu blog features text from it. So I'm going to Control-C to copy that, or Command-C on my Mac. And I'm putting that text in there. I'm just going to delete that extra line. I don't need Kolatu blog features from that heading to be in this text, because it's going to be in the heading of the blog post anyway. And I have my post excerpt created there. The other thing you can do is do the same about Facebook. And I'll show you, it's really, really cool how this works. Same kind of thing. I'm just going to copy that code, and I'm going to make that my Facebook share text. I'm going to make my title the Facebook share header title, pardon me. And you see how it's filling it in there? Okay. And then I'm going to use the image that I just uploaded as the Facebook share image. Isn't this cool how this works? So you can see right here, when I post that link to Facebook, when I save this post and create it, this is the way it's going to look in Facebook. Really, really professional, really, really polished. And all I did was have to select the image that I wanted. Now, again, I always use the same image that I put in the post. Okay, and we are almost done. So I've got a nice looking post. I've got a nice looking image and a heading. And then the last thing I'm going to do is put it in a category. Now I've created a category about Kolatu, and sometimes I've been guilty of putting things in too many categories. I think I'll just put it in those 2 categories for now. And I can add a tag to it. And this is not as important these days, but so I'm just saying Kolatu in my tag, and I will have blogging in the tag as well. And there we go. So those are the 2 tags. And I imagine all kinds of people will go try to do this same post one of these days, or for the same keyword. But anyway, no problem. I put it on the blogging category and the Kolatu category. And the last thing I'm going to do is set my featured image to be the same thing. And the featured image will end up on the header of the header of the post when it's posted to the blog. So I want to because this is live, I want to just do a double check, because I'm going to be posting this, seeing if it looks good. Again, I just found the standard image, and then I added my own text underneath it for features. And so each one that I'm doing right now will have different text, kind of in a matching color scheme, but kind of nice looking, I think. And at least nice looking as far as my graphics capability goes, which are not that high. Okay, so I think I'm ready to go. So I am going to save that post First of all, I can preview it. Let's do that first. I'm just going to preview it. And there's what it looks like. So that's the featured image up there. If I didn't select one, that wouldn't be there. This is the call to action. Okay. Now, again, I have a call to action about a 50 names a day plan, but this is about blogging. This call to action is relevant to this blog. And this, when people click on that, they'll opt in, and then they'll be seeing additional videos. And then if they decide to buy the Kalatu blog, they buy it. Okay. Simple as that. So that's the value of a call to action that's relevant to the topic. If people are coming here because they're interested in this for whatever reason, whether they've heard about it or not, you know, they probably would have heard about it if they are searching for that term. But if they read the post, see this, and so forth, and they opt in, well, great. And if they end up buying it, great. I made a little bit of commission. Okay, simple as that. So that looks pretty good to me. Just want to double check on spelling on the top end. That looks good. Spelling in here. This one's a tricky one. I recommend you be careful with this. It's not a limitation of Kalatu. It's a funny thing about Facebook. Facebook will capture this text and also your heading. If you have a spelling error in there, you can't change it. Or you can change it in your blog, but Facebook will not change it. So I like to be very careful on that, or I shouldn't say I like to. I'm trying to be more careful on that recently because I've learned from experience. Yeah, I want to get rid of that. I don't need that. And it takes care of getting rid of all the extra spaces anyway, as you can see here. They keep it fairly tight. So I'm going to post that blog. I'm going to publish it. And it will be published in those categories. And it's done. And again, I can click view to view the post. And there it is. It's live. Let's go up here now to the home page. And there it is live on the home page. So again, I didn't do the typing here, but I've done a lot of talking. This can take you 15, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour to do a blog post, maybe more. I've written some that are long. I've written some blog posts that are 1,000, 1,200 words. Well, those are going to take you time. You know, I don't care who you are, any kind of writing of that length will take some time. Now I like the look of it. Let's post it to Facebook. All I have to do is copy that link. I'm going over to my Facebook account. Again, I'm living on the edge here, risking all kinds of things. And I'm going to post it here. There's the link. Facebook should pull it up. You can see it's got the snippet now. Now I can actually get rid of that. And I can just say, whatever I want to say in a post, right? I'm just, sorry, I'm not talking and typing at the same time. Feel free to comment right on the blog, which is, I'd rather get comments right on the blog than on the post, on the Facebook post, because there's going to help and things like that. Now, when I post this, there we go. And you can see how it's done the post. That's what I wanted to show you. So this is what I just typed in. It pulled all of this and this from the URL that I copied to do my post originally. And now if I click on this, or if anybody clicks on it, it takes them right to the post on the website. So I don't know about you, but that to me is wonderful. I just love how it looks. I love how easy it is. I love how Facebook is pulling in that information. Again, I'm using it on my private domain. I like that also because sometimes if thousands and thousands of people are posting links from one specific domain, Facebook will get nasty and block it. Well, this is my domain. I'm the only guy who's posting them. So I'm getting lots of comments and things like that. But that, to me, is a fairly easy exercise to create what I think is a very, very, very nice looking post and pretty nice looking website. Now I've got some suggestions on this. I would like to have a custom header up here. I'm waiting for that feature to be added on this particular style. It is on some of the other styles or themes, but it's not on this one. I could put a logo here though, but I don't. I'm just being it's just in my name. I don't really see a need for a logo. So for now, I'm just going with this. I do everything just under my own personal name anyway. So that's kind of the nuts and bolts of a Claw2 blog post and how you do it. I want to just double check. If you have some questions, let me open up the iPad here and see if anybody has. Now, questions will come in a little bit slow. There's about a 3-minute lag till I see the questions on the website because it's just a Google Hangout thing. But if anybody has questions, feel free to ask. A couple other things. Sue had mentioned she really likes the Linkify feature. I haven't actually used it, Sue, although I can see the value of it, especially if you're on the original domain, the Building a Brand Online domain, because it's such a long domain name and things like that. I haven't needed it for my Patrick Batty domain, but if I want to put links in here, what it'll do is you can track a link, shorten a link. It even tracks the traffic to the link. So there's some really nice value as well. Thanks for reminding me. Let's see, is there anything else? Well, this is where you set up menus, but there's nothing special. This domain mapping is how you add your own personal domain if you want to within the system. And that's it. So pretty easy setup, some big value adds over top of the standard WordPress domain is the 21-day blogging challenge. Even if I'm not in the challenge, let's just try, I'll show you another post, for instance. I won't build the post, but let me show you a couple things here. So I'm just sitting here. I just have complete writer's block. Don't have a clue. I want to do a blog post today. The more I build out to my website, the better, but I don't know what I'm going to write about. Give me an idea. I click on that. It's like, what's this? Let me read this. So it's about an inspirational post. What goes great with methods? So it's kind of brainstorming on a list of things that I could talk about, I guess. Maybe I don't like that one. That's more than I want to read right now anyway. Oh, that's an interesting one. Who you are and why do you blog? So basically they're saying, maybe you've been around for a while. You kind of take it for granted that people know who you are. Why not do that? So I could do that post. If I like that, I just click on that and I'm ready to roll. If I don't like it, I could have asked for another one. A couple other things you can do is, so it's already given me that as my headline. If I didn't particularly like that one, or maybe I have an idea of a topic, but not a headline. Let me take that out. Give me a headline. Well, what do I want to blog about? Well, look I'm a terrible golfer, but I like golf. So look maybe it would be golf tips, or maybe best favorite golf tips. And let's see what it says to me. Little known secret that, okay, well, I don't really like that one. Let's try something else. Okay, so 5 shortcuts to favorite golf tips like a pro. Well, you know what? I'm going to do that, but then I'm going to change that a little bit. It's given me, I'm going to take 5 shortcuts off and say favorite golf tips from the pros. So it fed my inspiration, but you can obviously change it up a little bit and edit and things like that. And I could get onto a blog post about that. Okay. Now the 21-day blogging challenge does a lot of other things. It'll prompt you for more. You can set up polls, you can set up questionnaires, you can do all kinds of things with the blogging challenge. Again, I haven't used it so much, so I'm not going to demonstrate it tonight or I'll embarrass myself, only because I've been so busy importing all my current content. I'm actually going to get into it now myself again. One, I want to become an expert at it because, again, the people that join I'm recommending they go into it. So I want to really have used it myself for 21 days. Again, I've only imported this blog 7 days ago. It's last Friday. And I started working on the posts this week. Now, what I ended up doing, by the way, the import only took a few minutes. I did something a lot bigger that, again, if you're new, you don't have to do. What I went in to do, because I've used the blog now for 2 years, I went in and edited and refreshed every single blog post. And I've done that this week. Now, that was not because of Kalatu. What that was because it's a fresh blog on patrickbatty.com. There's lots of good content, but a lot of things have changed in the 2 years since I've been blogging. I've changed, my experience have changed, the products within the system have changed, even the name of the blogging platform's changed, right? So I had a lot of old blog posts there that are good blog posts, but there's some tweaks I had to make to go back and kind of refresh. Just seeing if there are any questions. I don't really see any. A couple other things that I've done, just a little update of this. Again, I have 150 posts. I imported them last Friday. I track my traffic. I know Sue talked about Linkify to tracking links. I track my traffic mainly in Google Analytics and Webmaster Tools. Out of the posts that I've only had about a dozen posts indexed from the past, maybe 20 based on things that happened with Google over the last couple of years. And that's why I was so much looking forward to this. I've already got 74 posts indexed that I have been working on this week. There's still, again, about 80 to go. My traffic on the site, which again, I track in Google Analytics and in Webmaster Tools, I'm getting about 300 page views a day already. And that was as of yesterday. And as of yesterday, 40 of the pages posts were indexed. So I was getting 300 page views off of 40 indexed, post indexed in the search engines. So when I get all 150 indexed, I expect a lot more traffic still. Plus, I'm doing new blog posts every day now because it's so much easier, so much more fun, and I'm getting good results from it, right? So I'm a lot more inspired to do it. So I wanted to give everybody a tour. The next thing I'll do on Boomer High, let me take screen sharing off on the Hangout. Okay, and I hope that was helpful. The next thing I want to mention, if you want to get started with that, there's a link right down on the Boomer High website, right underneath the video. So if you've come here and you don't have, the Kalatu platform, you can get started tonight. You can basically have a blog probably set up in the next 45 minutes or so. Basic, but you get to start playing around with it. The button's right there. It just says, get your Kalatu blog. Green button right underneath the video. You can get started today. There's more training in the system for you right there when you get in there. If you've come to this through me, I'll be your sponsor. If you've come to the Boomer High show from somebody else, if somebody else gave you a link to do it, they'll be your sponsor. And so you'll want to connect with whoever your sponsor is once you get going. In my case, I always reach out to everybody that joins anyway, give them a little coaching, a little help, bring them into a Facebook group that we have that, where we help each other out, things like that. But man, I'll tell you, I'm really, really excited about it because, well, one, I'm seeing the results. I'm seeing traffic there that I wasn't getting before. I'm seeing well, honestly, a renewed enthusiasm in myself, because I'm kind of proud of how it looks. I am getting better results, more sales, and more traffic. I'm finding it easier to do than before. And I'm getting ranked in the search engines like almost instantly from the new blog posts. I did a post last night. I'm not going to tell you which one it was, but I submitted a post last night at about 8 o'clock. And all I did was just the same way I did a post today with you. And it was indexed and ranked #1 in the search engine for its term 5 minutes or so, maybe 8, after I hit submit. So if somebody's searching for that particular search term, they're going to see my post right at #1. And by the way, when I check that, I log out of my Gmail account. I put my browser in private mode, so Google doesn't know who's doing the search. I don't want to artificially, have them tell me that I'm #1. So I do it that way. And so whenever I check, now I also track my listings using some tools to see how they progress over time. And everything's just moving up. But I submitted last night, and within 8 minutes, that post was #1 in the search engine for that particular term. It was a 3-word term, not particularly long, one I do believe people will search for. And it took 8 minutes. Now, I don't know if the post we just did was ranked. Let me just double check that. Probably won't be, but let's try. Kalatu. What was it? Features? I can't remember now. Let me just, Kalatu blog features. One sec. Let me just check that. Searching here. And take up and benefits. And it, let's see, don't see it there yet. Oh yeah, no, right there. Now I'm logged in. I can't log out right now. Oh, but I'm logged in as Boomer High. So it's just as good anyway. So there it is, submitted 2 minutes ago. It's there. It's in Google Cache. They've already got it. And that's that. So I wanted to just go back. I didn't want it to, there we go. So there it is. Kalatu blog features just submitted, as you see, 2 minutes ago. That's live. If I click the link, it takes me to the post we just created. So how's that for proof? Now I am logged in, but I'm logged in a different account that I use for these webinars. Okay. But you can search for that and see if that ranks on your end too. Now I know that everybody's going to try to outrank me, but that's okay. If you're brand new though, guys, there's a green button below. You see how powerful that is? This thing just works. It creates a beautiful blog, one that is ranking in the search engines almost instantaneously. Now, they don't always happen that way, but you know what? For the last few posts that I've done now, they are happening that way. Okay. Oh, I wasn't sharing my screen when I did that. 1 second. I'll just share 1 second here. Sorry about that. I forgot that. And what I was doing was I went to Google. And I'm in Google Canada. I'll switch over to the US, just see google.com. Search. And there we go. #2. And well, I did a longer post earlier, but that one's #1. So now I am logged in. I'll have to do this after. I can't log out of Google right now or it'll shut down our Hangout. Okay, but I'll check it there later as well. But that gives you an idea of the power of the blogging system and the strength that it has to get things ranked for you. So whatever it is you want to sell, if you use this blog, Start writing regularly, start creating good content, figure out what you want people to search for, figure out the search terms, and then put blog posts up there. Chances are you'll get them ranked. Chances are, I can't promise ranking in sales. I can only show you what's working for me. Okay. But that's how well this thing is working. So I hope you appreciate it. I want to thank everybody. Thank you all for coming. Hope it's a worthwhile session. We get a lot of people that come throughout the week. So we'll leave this up for the rest of the week if you want to show it to anybody. If you're already a member, you can add your affiliate link at the end of the URL and do that. So that way you get credit if there's a sale through it. If you're not a member, what's stopping you? This thing's wonderful. It's just rocking. And we're having a lot of fun doing it and creating a beautiful business along the way. So with that, guys, I want to thank you all. Next week, it'll be Marion and myself, one or the other. And I want to thank you all. Have a great, great week. Stay warm if you're in the north. Enjoy yourself if you're in the south. And have a wonderful, safe, and prosperous week. So long for now, guys. Patrick Daddy, Boomer High. See you next week. Bye-bye.